In this video, we will be looking at using different devices in our triggers in a meshbot rule. So under the trigger section, we add a trigger, we select the device node, and then we can select one of our devices. If I select a motion sensor, we then have this capabilities drop-down menu, and each different device type will have different types of capabilities. So for example, on this motion sensor, I can select things like motion is armed and detects motion. Motion is armed and stops detecting motion. I've got these options here for when the sensor is armed or disarmed. Now in the Vera app, for security devices like motion sensors, we have an armed and disarm button. So we could create a meshbot rule with a trigger for a motion sensor, but only when it's armed would that be triggered. If we select another device like a door contact, and we select capabilities again, you can see they've now changed for door window sensors. So I could select when the door is armed and opened, or I could select when the door is opened whether it is armed or disarmed. If we look at some other devices, for example a water leak sensor, select capabilities. Now they've changed to suit this device, so we've got leak sensor detects a flood whether armed or disarmed, or leak sensor is armed and detects a flood, or stops detecting a flood. So there's various different options in here for capabilities that we can select to base our trigger on. If we have a look at a temperature sensor, we can select things like temperature goes above or below. So we could select below, put in a value 10 degrees, and that could be our trigger. And finally, if we just have a look at switch plug, so this is a appliance plug, and again if we select the capabilities, we now have different options based on a plug. Generally you would choose switch state has changed, and then you can select on or off as you trigger. Or we can also base triggers on the power usage of that particular plug if that device supports power monitoring. So that is a quick look at using different device types in our triggers and how the capabilities change based on the device type we selected.